When American astronaut Neil Armstrong became the first person to walk on the moon in July 1969, he seemed to flub his lines.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
NASA claimed it was patchy audio reception. Others suggested Armstrong's Ohio accent was to blame, although Armstrong himself later admitted he made a mistake after 24 hours without sleep. But either way, the word "a" was missing. The line he'd rehearsed was "one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." Still, there was no doubt it was a man who had stepped onto the moon. The gendered language reflected cultural and linguistic norms of 1969, and the fact that while there were a handful of women in crucial engineering and computational roles at NASA, there were no female astronauts in the Apollo program. In all, 12 humans have walked on the moon, every one of them a man. From Neil Armstrong's giant leap to when Jack Schmitt kicked a moon rock around 2.5 years later.
Go, roll! Look, I would roll on this slope, why don't you?
When it came to women in space, it was the Soviet Union rather than the USA that led the way in 1963.
Down to Earth in a conventional way came the man and woman who'd been in orbit at the same time. And as the first ever space girl, Valentina Tereshkova, here with Colonel Bukovsky, has won a place in history. What a triumph for Russian science.
NASA scientists believed that female hormones would disrupt their ability to fly in space. In any event, there were no female fighter pilots to be trained up to become an astronaut, and it would be another 20 years before the first American woman went into space. In 1983, physicist Sally Ride took off on board the Space Shuttle Challenger.
She was grinning with excitement even before she left the Earth. Even before the crowds here chanted, "Ride, Sally, ride," as Challenger took its supercharged journey into space.
And liftoff of STS-7 and America's first woman astronaut.
Sally Ride still had a lot of ignorance to overcome. She was asked by male mission planners whether 100 tampons would be enough for a 7-day journey.
Liftoff of STS-7 and America's first woman astronaut.
It sure is fun.
She even made the work look like fun, joining mission specialist John Fabian in the textbook deployment of 2 communication satellites.
Things are a little different now. In all, 492 men and 64 women have been to space, although that gender imbalance and the assumptions that go with it are still creating occasional problems.
First ever all-female spacewalk has been canceled. That historic walk by 2 NASA female astronauts was scheduled to take place on Friday, but NASA says there's only one spacesuit that fits both women. That only one that size suit will be ready on Friday, so the walk will have to take place with 1 male and 1 female astronaut.
In the 1990s, NASA needed to save money, so they stopped making extra small and small spacesuits, putting a higher demand on the supply of medium-sized suits. As a result, they ran out. In 2017, 45 years after Jack Schmitt became the last man on the lunar surface, he was at the White House to hear President Donald Trump announce plans to return to the moon as a stepping stone to Mars.
What do you think, Jack? Where's Jack? What do you think, Jack? We'll find some other places out there. There are a couple of other places, right?
The new Artemis lunar program is named for Apollo's mythical twin sister.
We're going to the moon to stay by 2024.
And, true to its name, Artemis plans to have a woman be among the next group of humans to walk on the moon.
We are moving very fast. We have a new directive to get the next man and the first woman to the South Pole of the moon in 2024.
There are a lot of technological and budgetary hurdles to overcome before anyone lands on the moon again, but at least they look like they've finally fixed the spacesuit problem.
Christine is wearing a spacesuit that will fit all of our astronauts when we go to the moon.